Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Where's Roberta? This week from San Antonio, Texas. I'm being honest, this has been one of my favorite cities so far. There's so much to talk about and learn and discover. First off, we're going to be introducing you to Johnny Hernandez. He doesn't just stir up some Tex Mex. Oh no, we'll be talking Tex Next. We'll also be visiting one of my favorite places, Mission San Jose. Next, how about treating yourself to one of the finest hotels in the state of Texas? But first, let's kickstart this show with the big battle at the Alamo. Well, wait a second here. Before we get into the history of the Alamo, let me introduce you to San Antonio, Texas. It really was my welcome surprise. San Antonio is the 7th largest city in the nation, and I'm not exaggerating when I say, honestly, it's the cleanest city I have ever visited. Its city population is just over 1.4 million people, and they are so proud of their region. San Antonio is much larger than San Francisco and San Jose. It's closer to San Diego in population. And as far as sunny days are concerned, San Antonio has roughly 250 sunny days annually, although it can be very hot and humid due to its Gulf of Mexico influence. San Francisco, on the other hand, averages only 10 days more of sunshine due to its foggy microclimate. We arrived on Southwest Airlines.
Wait, you're leaving out the best part.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We arrived on BART from the East Bay. I was able to ride BART smoothly to the Coliseum, then transfer over just about a 2-minute wait to Oakland International Airport. Never has been traveling to an airport been so efficient and so time-saving.
Duh!
Oh yes, once exiting BART, I was able to navigate to the Southwest flight to San Antonio. It's affordable and convenient. In fact, Southwest Airlines now offers nonstop flights to San Antonio beginning in July.
No more layovers in Vegas?
No more.
Oh, well, I guess that's good for some of you.
Well, it is for me.
Oh, come on.
I know you're a gambler.
Yep.
Yeah, you like those little slot machines at the gates?
Perhaps it's better.
Time for a little Texas topography. Dallas is located right here. Approximately 239 miles to the south is Houston. Austin, which is the state capital, is a little to the north and east by 79 miles from San Antonio. And here lies San Antonio. It's straddling the regional divide between South and Central Texas. San Antonio anchors the southwestern corner of an urban area that is called the Mega Region, also known as the Texas Triangle. Now, onto one of the most fascinating and comfortable hotels around. It's the Hotel Emma. Let's hear from President Bill Petrella.
Emma is the perfect blend of old, historic architecture with really modern conveniences, and the industrial repurposing that's occurred through the design has really been a metamorphosis, and I think they struck the perfect balance of being gritty and industrial, but still luxurious and relaxing. And it's one of these things where the more you explore, the more you find, and there's hidden treasures everywhere.
Why is incorporating the history of this area so important to this hotel?
I would say that the hotel was built as a love letter to San Antonio from our owner, Kit Goldsberry. Today, I think travelers want to feel a sense of place of where they're traveling to. And you have a great representation of San Antonio right here at the Pearl and at Emma. You have the German heritage, you have the Spanish heritage, you have the Mexican heritage, and most important, the Wild West.
When visiting San Antonio, the Hotel Emma is a must, especially if you ever want to spend time on the Riverwalk. Whenever I mentioned to friends I was going to be visiting San Antonio, they said,
"Hey, did you visit the Riverwalk?"
That's exactly what everybody asked me, and yes, I did, because the Hotel Emma is right on the
Riverwalk.
It is, and the Riverwalk is an iconic area draped with landscaped walkways, bridges, restaurants, bars, hotels, shops, and boat tours. The Riverwalk was once 3 miles long and now through local efforts, runs more than 15 miles. Its core was built about 1930, and that's 90 years ago. Now, the ride along the river, whether riding on a boat or taking a guided walk tour along the river, is just...
We were fortunate here on the Mission Reach to have over 8 miles of paddling trails, 15 miles of hiking and biking trails. So we see a lot of people out here on bikes, walking their dogs, taking a walk. Sometimes you see people paddling down the river. We're sitting right beside one of the kayak chutes that enables people to paddle through the riffle areas down the river and continue on so they don't have to bring their boat out or portage around anything. So this is a good bit different than the river you saw this morning, right?
Yes, a lot different.
Yeah, same water, just completely different setting, and sometimes it's tough for people to make that connection.
After our boat tour or a walk along the Riverwalk, it is certainly time to eat. Oh yeah, now we're talking the one, the only Johnny Hernandez.
Hey, isn't that the guy from the Food Network?
The cool dude, right?
No alcohol in here.
Whoa, you're right.
Because I can't taste the alcohol. Johnny's been great seeing you. Bye.
He is up next with some mouth-watering, eyes-popping, never have you ever seen such specialized hamburgers. It's called Tex Next style. But first, trivia time. According to Amazon, is San Antonio considered A, the most romantic city in the United States, B, the best Mexican food in the U.S., or C, the best old soul town in the United States?
Well, Old Soul, is that because somebody died at the Alamo or because of the great food?
You know, you're going to have to stick around and find out, but you're kind of onto something there. The spicy answer is coming up next.
J.D. Power ranked us #1 in customer satisfaction. While we're honored, we don't do it for the awards. We do it for you. We have low fares on over 4,000 daily flights on average to 100 destinations, just so we're ready to go when you are. Everything we do is done with you in mind. But hey, if they want to reward us for rewarding you, we won't stop them. Putting people first. That's transparency.
Welcome back to Where's Roberta? According to Amazon, is San Antonio considered the most romantic city in America, the best Mexican food in the United States, or the best old soul city around? The answer? The most romantic.
Don't kiss my microphone. You don't know where it's been.
Chef Johnny Hernandez is a celebrated chef, entrepreneur, and founder and president of Group La Gloria.
Ooh, way that rolls off the tongue. Very nice.
Okay, well, thank you. My last name is Gonzalez, okay?
Yes, it is.
He also is the president of True Flavors. He is considered a rock star among chefs, also known as one of the nicest guys around town. And yes, while watching Johnny in motion, taking care of the kitchen, preparing his food, and the way he just deals with people, I had a little bit of a crush on. But don't let that get in the way from asking.
So there's no alcohol in here.
Whoa, you're right.
Because I can't taste the alcohol. Johnny's been great seeing you. Bye.
So
everything is very original here. This is your take on, we don't call it Tex-Mex here. You call it
Tex Next.
I love that. I love that about you.
Tex Next.
Yes.
I mean, we're moving on, right? We're
Yes.
moving on to bigger, better things. But I mean, I think it just speaks to the diversity of the culinary talent in San Antonio. Really, our roots are Tex-Mex. You know, our roots are Mexican food. But I think we have a chef community and local, distilleries and beer now and roasters. I mean, there's so many things happening in our food scene in San Antonio. It's the perfect time to come and visit.
Johnny says some of his earliest memories come from the time he was 5 years old at his father's restaurant, smelling homemade tortillas. With his father's encouragement, Johnny left home after high school to attend the Culinary Institute of America in New York City, and then he moved on to exclusive resorts in Las Vegas and Santa Barbara.
And I like that he's from here, so that's why we follow him.
Johnny is now back at home in San Antonio with a special twist on Mexican food. It's called Tex Next.
Wait, hold on. You mean Tex Mex?
No, that's pretty cool, but what we're talking about is the progression of our food. So we're talking Tex Next.
Oh, all right. Creative.
Yeah, try this. At Johnny's Burgerteca, his new Tex Next inspirations are creations which marry Americano and Mexicano food together. Try this on for size. It's the Chilaquiles burger, which is a beef patty, salsa verde, house-made horn tortilla chips, queso fresco black beans, and a fried egg. And if you want a healthier Tex Next option, try the Pacifica, seared tuna, jalapeno lime mayo, cabbage salsa, and sesame seeds and avocado. From Tex-Mex to Tex Next, Johnny is certainly carving a future in foodie cuisine in San Antonio.
And how would you sum it up? Delicious, fabulous, fantastico?
Fabulous.
Simple, and it was delicious.
After a stomach filled with my heart's content, time to fuel my mind. Off to the Alamo. Sure, I've heard of the Alamo and its history, but I never realized how much its presence would affect me.
History lesson time. This right here is the Alamo Mission, commonly referred to as the Alamo. It was back in December of 1836 when about 200 Texan volunteers wanted to claim back their independence. So they overtook the Mexican guards, and therefore we had the Battle of the Alamo.
The story of the Alamo begins with the establishment of the mission San Francisco de Solano near the Rio Grande River in 1700. In response to increased French and American threats from nearby Louisiana, Spain mobilized its military into Texas frontier after the turn of the century. When Mexico declared its independence from Spain in 1821, the Alamo remained a military outpost. The Alamo, one of the most visited attractions in all of Texas and a part of American history. Coming up next, have you ever made a puffy taco?
What?
It's a puffy taco.
All right.
Look at it. It looks like a pair of lips. And also, have you ever gone anywhere where you were not supposed to touch anything, but you did?
Do not touch the dinosaur fossils.
Oh, you did it.
I did.
We can't take you anywhere.
No.
You're gonna have to sit on your hands.
Okay, sit on your hands and we'll be right back.
Mexico Lindo Cantina and Restaurant in Pleasanton is a must-go for food and fun. Enjoy the sprawling space with a family-friendly vibe featuring generous portions of Mexican bold flavors. The traditional menu features generous sizes of favorite cuisines. Kick it up a notch with margaritas in the lively cantina, which is perfect for game time. It's popular during any regular season and playoff action. Mexico Lindo Cantina and Restaurant. Taste the boldness. Experience the fun.
Welcome back to Where's Roberta? Here's a little factoid for you. San Antonians know a thing or two about heat. So in 1928, the 21-story Millam building in downtown San Antonio became the first air-conditioned high-rise in the entire U.S. In every great city, you have amazing, delicious food. You also have a heart of a city. And that's what we discovered when visiting Pearl. To give you an idea, the main playground of Pearl reminded me so much of Cesar Chavez Plaza in San Jose. Pearl, located north of downtown San Antonio, provides a unique experience as a top culinary and culture destination.
There's just so much real life happening here. So we have 18 restaurants and 14 retailers and lots of different kinds of programming. I mean, every week we have concerts and activities for the whole family, and just to give it that energy, like this, a place for all of San Antonio, the Plaza of San Antonio.
All right, time out. Hold on. So it looks like San Antonio continues to make this vibrant place for tourism. But what about the locals?
That's a great question.
It's become a really important place for locals in San Antonio, and that's always been our intention, is that this is a place that locals will always love and see our community reflected here. And all of the retailers are local to San Antonio. All of the restaurants that are here, there's no chains. So it really feels like it could only happen and be here.
I'm in, because you know why? Because when I visit San Antonio, I'm gonna feel right at home.
I'll tell you, if you think San Antonio's home, it's one of the cleanest homes I've ever been in. As a former brewery operating from 1883 to 2001, Pearl reflects a vivid past while embracing the future with historic architecture.
And I think that the architecture is so special. You know, these really kind of one-in-the-world kind of buildings that have been restored also make San Antonio feel proud.
Respecting the past is what San Antonio represents as it moves forward. Mission San Jose is one of 5 cherished historical missions in San Antonio. Welcome to Mission San Jose, which was completed in 1783. This is one of 5 historic missions right here in San Antonio. 4 of them are still active, including this one on 5 beautiful acres of land. Known as the Queen of the Missions, Spanish missions were not considered churches, but more like communities within the church, as it is the focus. Mission San Jose captures a traditional moment in history that is now frozen in time.
But I think one of the best things about this mission, when you come to see it, is that you get to see the continuity of culture here. So you not only see the Spanish colonial elements, but you also get to see the work that was done by the Works Project Administration with the reconstruction, as well as this is an active parish where people still come here. It was the Queen of the Missions in the 18th century with the largest parish, and today it is the largest parish of the 4 active missions within San Antonio Missions National Historical Park.
Founded in 1720, Mission San Jose was built on now the banks of the San Antonio River, which is just a few miles to the south of the earlier smaller mission, the Alamo. And by the way, Mission San Jose and San Antonio should not be confused with historic Old Mission San Jose in Fremont, which was founded in 1797 in the Livermore Valley. Yes, Mission San Jose is an active parish. Visitors are welcome to attend Mass on Sundays.
Oh, that's cool.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so about 80% of the mission is original. The National Park Service, with help from the taxpayers, is responsible for the structures and historical landscape, including the famed Rose Window, which, by the way, is a wonderful love story.
You're not gonna get all soppy on me now, are you?
No, a little mushy, but La Ventana de Rosa, the Rose Window, is located on the south wall of the mission. Sculpted in 1775, the Rose Window is considered to be one of the finest examples of Baroque architecture in all of North America. Its sculpture and significance continues to be a complete mystery. Folklore credits a carpenter from Spain with carving the famous window as a monument to his sweetheart, Rosa.
If you come to Mission San Jose, you definitely want to see the Rose Window, which is the iconic symbol of San Antonio, still used today. When people see it, they say, this is San Antonio.
After walking around the historic grounds of Mission San Jose and San Antonio, I worked up a little bit of an appetite.
Oh gosh, you're gonna eat again, aren't you?
I am, I really am.
You're going to feel so loved.
Aww, because of the beets.
Yes, because of the beach.
And because you made it.
Well, and because in San Antonio, that's what we do. We also dish out really good hospitality.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
You really do. I felt the love as soon as I got off the plane in San Antonio. But I never knew that food was such a big deal in San Antonio as it is.
It is.
Yeah. Now you would call this Tex Next.
This is Tex Next.
Okay, well, shall we go for it? Are you going to join me?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'll go for the beets.
Okay, I'm going to do a sweet potato. Read this.
So fresh. Crunchy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already feeling better.
Have you ever had a puppy taco?
What is that?
Okay, well,
What is that?
I want you to meet my new bestie.
We can take this and put it on a hot grill, and this will turn into a fresh handmade corn tortilla. or we can take it to the next level.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Are we ready?
Her mother started the restaurant here in San Antonio about 40 years ago, and it is a family tradition. For nearly 4 decades, Los Barrios has paved a blazing trail. Family recipes and fresh ingredients have taken Los Barrios restaurant from San Antonio through the Food Network all the way to serving lunch at the White House. But through it all, I noticed Los Barrios is all about family.
My mom started Los Barrios restaurant in 1979 in an old boat garage downtown San Antonio. And she did this after the death of my dad. My father died in 1975 in a car accident to a drunk driver.
This was huge for your mother in the 70s to be so progressive and powerful and speaking very little English, right? To take on her own business.
Well, you know, a lot of people say, my dream is to have a restaurant. And my mom had a little restaurant and sold it after my father passed away and tried a couple of different ventures. It's not my dream, it's my last hope.
I really enjoy to cook, especially Mexican food, so I wanted to try the Los Barrios famous puffy taco.
Fantastic. Okay, can you bring it?
Where'd it go?
Well, it was just one of those things.
Can we have the 3-second rule?
Yeah, not in this kitchen.
5, 6, 7.
Roberta, keep the day job.
I ain't ever gonna let you cook for me. That is crazy.
You mean you're not going to come to my house if I invite you to dinner? And while I obviously may not be so graceful in the kitchen, well, that may be the case also at the Witte Museum. How do you fix a broken dinosaur?
You break it, you buy it.
Okay, so GoFundMe. We'll be right back.
I just finished months of chemo, but I don't want to talk about months. I want to talk about years. Treatments have gotten better, so I'm hoping for good years ahead. That's thanks to research funded by the American Cancer Society. The same folks giving me free rides to treatments, insurance advice, and a place to stay during chemo. I need that stuff like you don't know. And now that you do, please give at cancer.org.
Welcome back to Where's Roberta? Here's a fun fact for you. San Antonio, Texas holds the record for tamale making. A local high school made over 17,000 tamales in 10 hours, placing them in the Guinness World Records.
17,000.
That's right. That's amazing.
Is this one of them?
Okay, you gotta take the skin off.
What? Oh, is that how you eat one of these things?
That's how you eat them. It's been such an amazing time visiting San Antonio. We've had delicious food like Tex Mex and Tex Next. But how about coming indoors to the Witte Museum for Texas Dinosaurs? The Witte Museum was established back in 1926. It is dedicated to preserving and telling the stories of Texas from prehistoric to today.
We are so excited to have dinosaurs here in San Antonio at the Witte Museum. We're here in our new traveling exhibit, Predators vs. Prey. These are life-sized animatronic dinosaurs.
The latest edition of the museum is one that is going over extremely well with not only parents, but the kids. The Witte Museum promotes lifelong learning through its interactive exhibits. And this is the most important thing Katie told me.
Do not touch the artifacts, especially the dinosaur skeletons.
Hi, big guy. How are you? It's okay. Wait. Uh-oh.
What'd you do? What'd you do? Let's get out of here.
You didn't do that.
I did.
No.
I'm sorry.
Seriously?
I
we
know.
cannot take you anywhere.
Anywhere.
Nowhere.
What is so incredibly fun is every child and adult walks away with a bit of knowledge, which is rich in Texas history from the Witte Museum. We will be right back.
I used to have more hair. I used to have more color. And I used to have cancer. I beat it. I did. Not alone. I used to have no idea what the American Cancer Society did. Research, yeah, but also free rides to chemo and free lodging near hospitals. I used to maybe give a little, then I got so much back. I used to have cancer.
Please give at cancer.org.
Fly nonstop from Oakland International Airport to London. Norwegian offers award-winning service and great low fares. Fly on new Boeing 787 Dreamliners. Fares from just $165 each way. Book today at norwegian.com.
All right, this is the time of our show where we ask you to become a little interactive with us. We want to see your vacation video. Take a look at this week's submission. Wasn't that terrific? I just love it. And I invite you to send me your favorite vacation video to RobertaGonzalezProductions.com. And while you're there, check us out. We're supporting the American Cancer Society. We want you to help us join together in beating cancer. Check out our link. Well, that does it for this week's edition of Where's Roberta from the 1836 Battle of the Alamo right here in beautiful San Antonio, Texas. It's been truly a pleasure being here. I want to thank all the residents of San Antonio, some of the kindest people I've ever met, and let me tell you, one of the cleanest cities as well. I want to thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. Take care of one another. Bye.